Hello everyone, Mike Dolphin here, Guidance Director at Londonderry High School with another edition of Guidance News. Today I'm fortunate to have Steve Soba here from Southern New Hampshire University, Director of Admissions. I want to welcome him and thank him for coming. Steve, I appreciate you coming today.
My pleasure.
Can we talk about what your actual role is at Southern New Hampshire University, most commonly known as SNHU, correct?
Well, yes. Some like the acronym, some not so much, but Southern New Hampshire University, and I direct the undergraduate day domestic admissions office, and I say it specifically like that because we have a wide variety of admissions offices, but the traditional student coming out of high school, looking to live in the dorms or commute from home, and hoping to be a part of our undergraduate programs, I'm responsible for their admission into the university.
Okay. Now for several years, obviously, for the viewers, Southern New Hampshire University was formerly known as New Hampshire College. Can you tell us a little bit about the name change, when it was, and maybe why it happened, and what the benefits are at this point up at the campus?
Sure. Not to start off like I'm going to give a history lesson, but the New Hampshire College was founded in 1932 and has incurred a few name changes since 1932, but most recently and most significantly, in September of 2001, we started that school year where we changed our name from the traditional New Hampshire College to Southern New Hampshire University. SNHU came about as a result of the university's intention to take its educational offerings and just the overall quality of the university to the next level. Better quality faculty, better academic program offers, and a fantastic improving physical campus are some of the main reasons why the university chose to go that way.
Okay, great. So what are you looking at now for your undergraduate population in terms of total? Are you looking at a certain number that stay the same? Are you looking at increasing over time, or?
Sure. The last couple of years, we've brought in relatively recently a new president, Dr. Paul LeBlanc, and part of his strategic vision in future would be to see Southern New Hampshire University grow to about 2,000 undergraduate daytime students. Right now we're at 1,860. Of that 1860, about 85% live in the dorm. So for those of you from Londonderry who may think of Southern New Hampshire University, formerly New Hampshire College, as mostly commuter-based, it's not. On the contrary, it's most of our students, 85% live in our dorms. But we're hoping to grow about another 140 students to 2,000 and cap off right there.
And how many states do you represent at this point, or where do the kids come from?
Sure. Last year's class for the fall of 2005, we had applications from 40 of the 50 states, and of the students that enrolled, we had 18 states represented. So although many times I hear people come up to me in the supermarket or around town and say, well, I would think that such a small school tucked away in Southern New Hampshire would be very local. On the contrary, we get students from all over the country, and we also get an international population. At any given time on campus, we have upwards of 60 countries represented on our campus.
Okay. So at Southern Hampshire University, you have divisions at this point in terms of, instead of colleges, because obviously you have certain divisions. Can you detail what those divisions are in terms of what the academic offerings are?
Sure. Academically, we have 5 schools. We have 4 that we're most commonly known for, and then there's been the recent addition of a School of Community Economic Development. But the 4 that the undergraduate day office typically deals with the most, we have a School of Education. We have a School of Hospitality, Tourism, and Culinary Management. We have a School of Business, and we have a School of Liberal Arts.
Okay. So rather than going through all the major states, do you suggest that they just go to the website, anybody that's interested in this programs, and maybe you could give that website for the viewers?
Absolutely. The website at Southern New Hampshire University is www.snhu.edu, and because we have over 40 majors contained within those 5 schools that I just mentioned, I think if my boss was watching right now, I don't know if he'd be disappointed or not, but I don't have 40-plus majors memorized, and nor would I want to bore the viewers by rattling each and every one of them off. So I would just say go to the website if you're interested and find out specifically which programs we do have.
Okay. And each year when you're looking at your statistical analysis, do you have able to talk about GPA means, standardized test scores and ranges and so forth for students interested in applying to the university?
Absolutely. Over the last few years, we've had a general average, and I use the word average very specifically because sometimes people hear numbers, and I want to be very clear about this. They hear a grade point average and they hear a SAT score, and they automatically assume, well, if I don't have at least that number, I shouldn't apply, I won't get in. When I say average, what I mean by that is some students we have are going to have above that amount, some students that we accept are going to have below that amount. But in recent years, the average student applying to Southern New Hampshire University and enrolling has had a high school GPA of about 3.0, that's on a 4.0 scale, has taken a solid college prep curriculum, minimum of a college prep curriculum, so all the proper Englishes, math, sciences, histories, etc. And SATs, I'll be a little more specific about the SATs because we are in a transition year. As you all probably know, the SAT has gone to a third component, the writing component. So I don't have a comparison to add the new 800 total points with the writing section. I only have the old, which is a two-part test. And last year's SATs for our students averaged 1,000. It was about 500 and 500 on the math and verbal.
Okay. But obviously the old SAT verbal and the old SAT math has now morphed into critical reasoning and mathematics and writing. So at this point, the students who are going to be going to any university have to take the new SAT.
Right.
Have you done anything with the writing component yet as far as using that in admissions or placement?
Yes, well, a couple of things. Number one, we're not, for this year, this transition year, which would be for high school seniors now who are looking to enroll in the fall of 2006, we're not considering the writing section when we are offering our articulation merit-based scholarships. When we consider the writing sample in the college selection process for this year and years to come, we're going to be looking at the essay that the student provides in the application. We're going to be looking at the English grades on the transcript, and then we're going to be matching that up with how well the student did in the writing component of the SAT.
Okay, very good. Division II athletics, correct?
NCAA Division II, which means to the listeners out there that we do have athletic scholarships available. The NCAA at the Division II level does provide us with an opportunity to offer partial and full scholarships for student athletes, and we compete in the Northeast 10 Conference, which is considered to be, by many, one of the most competitive, if not the most competitive, Division II conference in the entire country.
Okay. So typical sports, can you give us some examples of what is available to the varsity athlete at SNHU?
Sure. Well, we have 16 varsity sports, 8 for men, 8 for women, and we really have pretty much all of the staple sports. You're not going to find a lot of non-traditional or ones you don't think of. We have baseball, softball, soccer for men and women, basketball for men and women, volleyball, cross country, tennis. We do not have programs like swimming or gymnastics or wrestling, things of that nature, but a lot of the more popular major sports we do have. Lacrosse for both men and women.
And I'm assuming also that there's a number of clubs and organizations available to just about anybody on campus to meet their interests?
Absolutely. I would be hard-pressed to find any student who could come to Southern New Hampshire University, express an interest in a particular club or organization and not find something to their liking. And I'd go so far as to make this additional promise. If you do happen to find something that you are interested in that we do not have, we have organizations on campus, student leadership organizations, that will provide you with that opportunity to get it going. I'll give you one quick example. A few years ago, we did not have a program in crew. We had a few students here on campus that pioneered an effort to secure all of the equipment and interest to develop a crew team. They get out at 5 o'clock now, almost every morning through the winter, chip through the ice on the shoreline of the Merrimack River and get out there and row. And they compete in all of the major regattas that they have here throughout New England.
It's amazing. Well, we're very fortunate at Londonderry High School because for 2 years now we've had an articulation agreement with Southern Hampshire University, for our seniors to apply. So can you just give the audience in general terms, what articulation means, and then
Sure.
we can get into the specific components of the agreement?
Sure. Articulation agreement is, although it's a word that we throw around and we understand in the business very well, it may not be something that our everyday viewer and new to the college selection process may understand. Articulation is the same as relationship. We have what we consider to be a very special relationship between Southern New Hampshire University and Londonderry High School, and we allow the students at Londonderry High School to apply to Southern New Hampshire University through it's kind of, I guess you would call it, Mike, it's kind of like almost like a math equation. It's A plus B plus C
Right.
equals D.
Right.
I come down to Londonderry High School once a year, typically in October. I give a presentation to as many seniors that are interested in hearing about this relationship. The students will then decide whether they want to come up to Southern New Hampshire University or not for a bus tour, because as always, I would be remiss if I didn't say, regardless of which college or university you're considering, you must please visit the campus. So we give you an opportunity to do that, and then we ask the students, if they still remain interested, to apply. And the students who can benefit from this relationship, this articulation agreement, will have a grade point average of a 2.5, starting at a minimum, up to a 4.0. And based on the grade point averages between 2.5 and 4.0, we've actually designated scholarship merit-based dollars that we will provide that student automatically, provided that they get accepted to the university.
Okay, so that is a 2.5 to 2.99 range for a certain amount, a 3.0 to 3.49, and a 3.5 or higher. Is that money that's offered, if they're accepted and they decide to go, renewable as well?
Absolutely. The dollar amounts range between $5,000, $6,000, and $7,000. The grade point average does, of course, as we mentioned, have an influence on how much that dollar amount will be. And the wonderful thing about it is, provided that the student attends Southern New Hampshire University and ends up having a successful experience, that can be renewed for me at a year, provided that the student earns a 3.0 GPA or better.
Okay, so the articulation components include visiting the high school, talking to the seniors, offering the seniors an opportunity, those that are interested, to go to the campus for an admissions panel, a tour, and then you're nice enough to provide lunch for them, as in the past. But you also come to the high school at night in the fall. You did in the past fall to talk to interested parents as well, correct?
That's correct. Not only for the students, as you mentioned, but you've been running this wonderful evening series, educating parents of both seniors and juniors, I believe, about the college selection process. And you've been so nice as to invite me down, and I enjoy having an opportunity to come down and answer questions for the parents, not only about the college selection process, but specifically about this relationship that we have between SNHU and LHS.
And then another piece of it isn't all the applicants are interviewed at Londonderry High School before Christmas or in the new year, correct?
That's correct. Actually, as we're taping this show, we're having students, members of my staff, are coming down to Londonderry High School tomorrow to interview 38 students who a member of the graduating class of 2006. 38 of those seniors have decided to apply to Southern New Hampshire University as a part of this relationship, and they'll be, my admission staff will be coming down tomorrow to interview each and every one of them in your office.
Correct.
So I think our promise was we'll bring the coffee and donuts.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have a double. I have it as well.
Okay.
But don't you also, on top of all of that, waive the application fee for these students?
Correct. One of the other financial advantages to this program would be that we do waive the $35 application fee. And what we would prefer, if you don't happen to have a chance to make the bus tour when you visit campus, we'd rather see you put that money toward your gas tank and put that gas in your car and come on up and make the 20-minute trip up to Manchester and visit us, because, again, I can't emphasize the importance of visiting the campus. And you can really apply that to any college or university that you're considering. You need to get to the campus and see it for yourself.
So once the process is over, students get their letters, whether they've been accepted or not. Let's talk about the accepted students for a minute.
Sure.
You've talked about this relationship in the past with me about being non-binding. So if a student gets an acceptance letter, what does that mean as far as making the decision to attend Southern Hampshire University?
Sure. Well, the articulation agreement, the relationship between the two schools, mirrors our early action opportunity at the university as a whole. All students have an opportunity to apply by November 15th through our early action program. Similar to the articulation agreement with Londonderry High School, we allow students to go through this process in the fall, have a decision in and around the holidays. By the time this is all said and done, students are going to know where they stand with us in getting a final decision by right around Christmas, New Year's, maybe just after, depending on how technical the file is. But overall, a student gets accepted, they're not bound to come to us. It's just another opportunity to know where they stand with one particular university.
So they'd certainly have the time between getting the letter and May 1st to make the deposit?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. And consider other schools. One of the things that we definitely don't want to insinuate here is that Southern New Hampshire University is the best fit for every senior at Londonderry High School. That would be crazy.
Right.
We offer this opportunity for local students to consider a local college or university, because as we all know, students that grow up in a relatively small state, in a relatively small town, think that they can't get away from home fast enough. They all want to go to Hawaii and Arizona and Florida, and they may automatically discount a local option. And we're providing this program to help raise that awareness that you can stay local and you can get a great education very close to home.
I think it's also important to address the deadline. I mean, students could still apply to Southern Hampshire University after the articulation deadline, couldn't they?
Absolutely.
But then those students would not be eligible for the articulation monies, correct?
That's correct. If you miss all of the deadlines regarding the application and the interview, you are not eligible for the articulation dollars. But because we have a general rolling admissions process for the application to Southern New Hampshire University, students can apply at any given time, but they will not be eligible for the dollars. You will be eligible, however, for any financial aid you may normally get approved for throughout the normal course.
So it
process.
makes absolutely no sense for a student who's considering SNHU to not adhere to the deadlines. I mean, it makes sense for them to just follow through in the process, pay attention to the dates, the visits, and the bus tour, and the application deadlines, and follow through with the process so that they don't miss out.
Only if you like money.
Right.
If you don't like money, you feel free to ignore it. But if you like money, I would definitely, if you're looking for a way to afford college, if you're looking for a way that will help you lower the cost of the rising cost of a college education, because it's an investment. I mean, tuition at Southern New Hampshire University this year, tuition fees, room and board, are just under $30,000. It's not a cheap investment. So any way that you can participate in a program that's designed to help you alleviate some of the stress associated with cost, you'd be crazy not to do it. Plus, there's one other advantage, and I know as a guidance director, this is music to your ears. The sooner your seniors can get involved in this type of process, the better. You want to get this. You want to get the weight of the college selection process off of your shoulders as soon as you can in your senior year. Why do you want to wait till January or February? Get it done in the fall, right, and have it done and past you. Put the ball back in your court, and then all you have to do is make a decision. Where do I want to go?
Right. Makes it a lot easier for the financial aid process as well.
Absolutely.
We need to talk about one major I think that's kind of unique that we didn't mention as part of your business school is the 3 years at Bachelor of Science in Business Administration.
That's correct.
Can you talk about that for a minute?
Sure. We have a fantastic opportunity for students interested in majoring in business administration. It's a 3-year honors business program, and it's the only one like it in the entire country. It started out, it's a grant-based program. We applied for a grant many years ago, and it's allowed us to attract honors caliber students to Southern New Hampshire University. We take in about 30 students a year. The program is offered at an honors pace, and the interesting thing is you earn a bachelor's degree in 3 years as opposed to the traditional 4 years that it would take to earn a bachelor's degree.
Any summers?
No summers, no weekends. It's what we call a competency-based program. So you're actually going to be earning college credits through the curriculum for competencies that you learn throughout the course of your 3 years with us. For example, normally students would earn 3 credits in the traditional undergraduate program for a course in public speaking.
Right.
You take Intro to Public Speaking, you pass the course, you get 3 credits. While in the 3-year program, there's so much public speaking incorporated into your oral presentations and giving speeches and talks all the time. At the end of the program, you're provided with those credits for experiential learning, competency building, and that's the difference. So you're not physically in a classroom learning about public speaking, you're gaining credit because you're actually in the classroom doing it.
But you would expect, I'm sure, the senior in high school when they apply to have a higher GPA and higher SAT scores.
Absolutely. In order to be considered for this particular program coming out of high school, you must have a minimum of a 3.0 grade point average and a very strong college prep curriculum, preferably honors and AP level courses, and SATs at a minimum. Again, this is old scores based on the traditional math and verbal of 1100. So looking at a combination of 550 and 550 in each area.
Okay. How about contact information? Other than the website is www.snhu.edu?
That is the website.
Right.
New website launched on November 1st, so I think you'll find it to be having all the information that you need. And the direct phone number to our admission office is 645-9611. Call us anytime. That's what we're here for.
Very good. Appreciate you coming today, Steve. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
As always.
My pleasure.
All right, thanks.